Hi guys, John here. Today we're going to do something way different than every other video I've done and way different than any other piece of art I've ever made. So my brother has these bowling shoes that he uses when he bowls, and they're kind of ugly. He asked me to make them into something else. So today's video, I'm going to take this and hopefully turn it into this. So I've done one of these off camera because I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good. So I made one and I liked how it came out. So I'm going to make the second one today and bring you along for the journey. Stay tuned. So the first thing that I did before I painted anything is I took this acetone and I stripped the sealing layer off of these. Now, whenever somebody makes shoes, any manufacturer, they'll seal the shoe, obviously, to protect it from damage and make it easier to clean, things like that. And if I left that on, this would not stick very well. So when I did the first one, I also stripped this one with acetone. Basically, I just take a cotton ball, load it up with acetone, and I rub it along the whole surface. I did that twice to hopefully, strip the coating layer off of all of these. And once that's done, I am going to go ahead and tape along the sides here anything that's not going to get paint on it. And so, the sole down here, the inside is not going to get tape, is not going to get paint on it. These guys aren't. So I'm going to put some tape down and then I'll come back to you. So I don't know if there's really a better way to do this, but this is how I'm gonna do it. So if there is a better way, let me know in the comments. I've seen videos like this before, but it's been a while since I watched any of them. So I'm just kind of doing my best here. Okay, this seems to be working a little better. I'm gonna put a piece here. Along the side like this. And then I'm going to kind of fold it over the top edge with the back side of one of my paintbrushes. If it's not perfect, that's okay. I'll come in and fix it. Okay, so the colors I'm doing, so we can get reference here. I've got pink and teal, as in black, on the back. So the problem you run into when you're painting shoes specifically is these shoes, they're going to bend and flex a lot. So you need the paint to be able to bend and flex once it's dry. And so the way we do that is by using some kind of medium. Now, the only medium I have at home is this glazing medium. It will make the paint flexible, so I'm okay to have this be my medium. It'll allow it to stretch and bend and won't crack. I've got to work it up in thin layers, however, because if I go too thick, it's still going to crack. And so because my colors are pretty light, I'm going to start with a couple coats of white, cover the blue or the black and the red with my white first. And then I can come in and do this black and then my two colors. So let's go ahead and get this set up. Here's the colors I'm going to use today. I've got white, I've got black, teal, and then I don't have a good pink in my golden colors. I just have reds. So I'm just going to use one of these cheapy pinks. It's a little thinner than my golden paints, so it takes a few more layers, but it still covers well. So I'm going to go ahead and get my palette. So here, very messy palette. So I'm going to do some white first. What I'm doing here is I'm going with, so I don't know the exact mix percentage, but I'm going to go maybe 50-50-ish. So that it loosens it up. I kind of work into a consistency, not so much a percentage. So let's see how this is doing in terms of consistency here. Yeah. That seems like it'll work. A lot of people mix with a palette knife. I don't tend to, because usually I'm mixing colors on the painting itself. So I just have to do this with my brush. But I mean, I kind of explained it to you already. Pretty simple to start. I'm just going to go with a nice big brush. I'm going to coat up everything that is not white right now and get it closer to white. So we'll probably speed through this and I'll let you listen to some music. I'm going to try my best to keep it in the frame here. I know it's not going to be perfect. I don't really have the space to do this. Or at least the clean space to do this. There's plenty of space in this house. You're just not allowed to see most of it. Because it's not good. Basically, I'm going to let this dry, and then once it dries, I'll come back and add a second coat. So I don't need to get this super clean. This Velcro is killing me. I don't need to get this super covered. My paints will cover up some of these. I just want the white down first in a couple layers just so I have something underneath. So I'm going to start with a couple coats of white just so that I have a kind of base down for my other colors to go on top of. Okay, so I'm going to let it dry and then do another layer. and then we'll jump into the colors. Back for coat 2. So that's good enough for the white coat. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back with my teal, pink, and black. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to start with pink. We'll see if I can get this in the camera. I'm just going to kind of hold it here, and I'll do it like this. So I've mixed in my palette just off the frame my pink and a little bit of white and some of my medium, and so you'll see it's not exactly super opaque, but that's fine. We're just gonna have to do a couple layers, which we already knew. Sneak up on it. And I'll let this dry, and I'll come back. Layer 2. While I got a couple minutes, while I wait for that to dry, maybe I'll do the first of my teal side too. So on the original, on the first one I did, this is pink, this section here. So that would suggest I make this one pink, but I'm thinking that it would be cool if I made this one teal instead. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey there, editing John here. I paint this teal and then I hate it. I'm gonna leave it in so you can see it, but just know that this Velcro piece is gonna go pink later.
Okay, there's the first coat of my teal. And I'm gonna do the black back as well here. Okay, now for the back. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get you to see this. I just don't think you're going to be able to see it. Take my word for it. Kind of deal. I'll hold you here. Okay, so I think I want this to be pink. Unfortunately. So we're going to have to paint over it. Okay, so that's been sort of whitened out. So I'm going to let it dry and paint pink over top of it. It should cover. I might have to do a couple coats just like anything else, but whatever. Not worried about it. I can do another coat of my pink side though. That's definitely dry by now. Okay, I gotta let this dry. So I'll come back in a minute. Okay, this is kind of dry. We're going to try to put some more pink back on top of it. So I've got to let everything dry here, and then I can come in for details. Okay, we're playing everybody's favorite game of battery roulette. I've got like 19% battery on my phone, so I'm gonna keep recording as long as I can. I might have to pause at some point. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm gonna put teal inside this gap. Okay, that's in. So for the details I did on the side here, I actually used a Posca marker. So that's what I'm going to do in a second here.
I didn't notice in the moment, but my mic died. Oh well. Basically, right now I'm using my white Posca marker to fill in all the indentations on the heel, where the size markings and the logo are, things like that. So in a second here, I'm going to show it to the camera, and you'll see what I did. There it is. You can see that's what I've got so far. I'm going to come in now and I'm going to paint over that white in the different colors that I want to do. You'll see it's a little messy here. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my black paint and clean up the edges of that. So here you can see it's a little cleaned up better, and it's gone. So here we are with the white Posca Pen. Now I'm explaining at this section, Jacob's initial shoe had his name on it, but I don't want to put his name on both of them. So what I'm doing here is I'm writing the word sandbagger. Ooh, just barely squeezed it in there. Probably should have planned ahead, but oh well, it's what it is. So now I'm coming through with my black pen. It was giving me a little bit of problems. Initially, I had to switch out to another one. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a bit of a drop shadow. So everything to the right and to the bottom is going to get a kind of black outline. And that's just going to make these letters pop a little bit more for me. So as you can see, I'm coming through and doing that. And then once I'm finished with this, we will jump on to the next part. As it sits right now at time of recording this voiceover, I'm at 46 subscribers. I need 4 more for my goal of 50. So if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed and you like stuff like this, please do me a favor and subscribe. Then I can start live streaming these videos from my phone. I could take you on job sites and we can communicate with each other. Wouldn't that be fun? Now I'm just adding little blue highlights to the top sides of some of these. I did it on the first one. I thought it looked nice. So as you can see here, it's not much, but it adds a nice rough effect. So here I go signing them. I normally wouldn't sign this big on somebody's shoe, but my brother loves to have my signature on stuff that I make for him. He likes supporting the cause like that. So I put my signature nice and big on the heel of each of these shoes, which I'll show you once I sign each of them. The only thing left to do now is to seal them for protection. I don't have the proper materials to seal them. However, I've got them coming in the mail, so when I do that, I'll seal them, and I'm now going to get into the Glamour Shots, and we're going to call this video done.